All right. So yeah, my screen is visible, right? Yeah. So good morning, everyone. Kamusta kayo today? I hope okay pa kayo, no? Kahit busy sa work, sa family, and sa personal responsibilities. And at the same time, nandito pa rin tayo na trying to learn. And I hope that everyone enjoyed the holiday yesterday. So kung meron mang mga naka-double pay kahapon, sana all. Yeah, so I hope that I also hope no that during our asynchronous schedule last week, no, is you were able to browse and to read our instructional material, no, that I uploaded sa Google Classroom, specifically the module 3, no? Because our discussion today is to add more, no, and to elaborate more on the discussion in that module, no, not to go term per term in that module, no? So for today's discussion, we are going to talk about, something na I'm very sure, no, na ginagamit natin araw-araw, no? Hindi lang once, no, hindi lang twice, but even multiple times a day, no? And that is, no, the web and the internet, no? Um, pero yung interesting dito, no, is, kahit sobrang dalas natin itong ginagamit, no, marami pa rin sa atin ang, hindi fully naiintindihan, no, kung papaano talaga ito gumagana, no? Ano ba yung difference? Pag sinabi nating web, ano ba yung difference if we're going to compare it with the internet? And ano ba yung impact nito, no, ng web and internet sa mga buhay natin, no? Not just as users, but of course as, professionals, no? So, I want this discussion to feel like a real conversation, no, katulad ng minention ko din sa inyo last time, no, na ang discussion natin is hindi lang to yung tipong lecture lang, no, na makikinig lang kayo, no, tapos tapos na. No, so I want you to reflect, no, habang nagdi-discuss tayo, no, I want you to connect it with your real life experiences, no, kasi doon talaga nagiging meaningful yung learning natin. Okay? Now, before we start, no, let me start with, a simple question. And I want you to think about this, no, um, not necessarily to answer out loud, but reflect, no, reflect internally. Ilang oras kayo gumagamit ng internet per day? No, and I want you to include everything. Or maybe if you want, you can just type in sa chat box natin your answers. So, ilang oras kayo gumagamit ng internet per day, including your work, your emails, your chat, scrolling, watching videos, doing TikTok, if meron dito mga TikTokeries, online shopping, even banking, no? And yeah, if you really compute it, no, you might realize that ito majority, no, more than half, no, of your waking hours nakakonect tayo sa internet, no? So may 24/7, 'di ba? Daig pa ang ano, no, daig pa ang 7-Eleven, ng convenience store. 24/6, ayan, meron siyang pahinga, buti buti kahit papaano may one day rest day. Yan, during free time, 10 hours, almost 16 hours, 24/7, 24 hours, whole day, no? 24 hours, no? So from your answers, no, basically 24 7.5. Paano yun? Paano yung 24 7.5? Anyways, binigyan pa tayo ng logic, no? Bakit siya 7.5? Anyways, baka habang sa panaginip gumagamit tayo ng ano no ng internet pa din. Yeah, kahit di kahit di 24 hours kahit di ginagamit. Yeah. No, so actually from your answers, no, all of it no are the reality. No, and that's actually very normal. No, because yun nga, we are living in what we call the IT era. No, where technology is not just a tool anymore. No, katulad ng na-mention natin sa last discussion natin. Technology, internet is, you know, already a part of our environment, no? Because it surrounds us. Lahat ng galaw natin, we rely on using the internet. No, lahat ng kilos natin, we rely on using the internet. No, it surrounds how we think, no? It surrounds how we communicate, how we work, even how we make decisions, 'di ba? Lahat inaasa natin sa internet. Kung nagki-crave ka ng isang pagkain and you don't know how to cook that, we go to the internet, we look for the demonstrations, we look for how to do it. No? If nahihirapan kang magdesisyon, sometimes I don't know if you are already doing this, pero may mga estudyante ako, no, na talaga, yung mga undergrad students ko na talagang if I gave them something for them to think about, kapag di na nila maisip kung ano yung isasagot nila, they go to the internet, no? So basically, the internet now influences how we make decisions, no? How we communicate, no? Influences how we think. No, kasi yun nga, lahat ng galaw natin we are relying with the use of the technology, with the use of the internet, no? Now here's where it becomes interesting, no, that even if we are heavy users of technology, no, especially the internet, many people no still use the terms web and the internet interchangeably. No, meaning akala nila parehas lang. Pag sinabi nating web, pag sinabi nating internet, parehas lang. But in reality, magkaiba sila. No, they are related, yes, but the web and the internet are not the same. They are different, no? So let's clarify that clearly. No, kasi this will be the foundation of everything that we will be discussing today, no? We will discuss everything about not everything, maybe the dahil meron lang tayong 1.5 hours for discussion. So we'll just be discussing the core concept of the web and the core concept of the internet, no? So before we proceed with that, no? When you open your phone, no, 'di ba pag nagbubukas tayo ng cellphones natin, you go to Facebook, you go to YouTube, you go to Google, you go to Shopee, you go to Lazada, to LinkedIn, or kung ano pang mga pinupuntahan nating mga applications there. No? What you are interacting with is yung tinatawag natin na web. No, that's the visible part. That's the content. No, that's the interface that you see and you interact with. No? But the system, no, that allows all of that to exist, no, yung dinidescribe natin na infrastructure behind using the web, no, the cables, yeah, the infrastructure, the signals, the servers, the protocols, that is what we describe as the internet, no? So if we're going to simplify, no, the difference between the web and the internet, no, the web is what you see online, that's the web. Okay? The internet is what makes it possible for us to use the web, no? Sorry, nakalimutan ko i-next ang ating slide, no? So, yeah, according to our module, no, this is how the internet and the web is defined. No, the internet is defined as an information superhighway and a global system of interconnected computer networks, while the web is a collection of interconnected web pages containing information like text and images. No? Now, I want you to pause and think about the word interconnected, no? So I describe the word interconnected, no? Because no, the word interconnected is very important, no, because that's really the essence, no, of both, the web and the internet. No, they are about connection, no? But yeah, let's go first bago tayo mag-proceed sa internet, no? Let's zoom in first on the web, no? Let's prioritize first the discussion on the web because ito yung medyo, ah, complicated ng konti. Hindi mo so complicated, kumbaga parang ito yung ano, no, there's a lot of information that we need to talk about or discuss about the web, no? So, the web, or minsan dinidescribe natin siya na World Wide Web, no, or the triple W, no? The web or the World Wide Web is, essentially a massive collection of documents. No, but these are not ordinary documents. No, these are the digital documents that are connected to each other, no, through something we call hyperlinks, no. So as you can see here on the slide, no, this is everything that we need to talk about the web, no. Um, and as you can see here on the middle part of this on your screen, no, as you can see from our screen, no, dito sa pinakagitna, it's clearly giving us, the clear visualization of how the web or how the World Wide Web is essentially described as a massive collection of documents that are connected to each other, no, through this hyperlink. No, now ano tong hyperlink? What is a hyperlink? A hyperlink is a clickable element in text, image, or button that brings you to another page when you click it. No? Now, this might sound basic, no, but I want you to really appreciate the hyperlink, no, because without hyperlinks, no, the web would not exist in the way that we know it today. No? Um, and if we're going to imagine a scenario, no, let's say for example, you open one page, but there are no links. No, you cannot go anywhere else. You cannot explore. No, you cannot navigate. You are just stuck in that one page. That's not a web. Hindi natin siya madi-describe the web, na web. No, that's just a document. No? But because of these hyperlinks, no, pages are connected. No, you can jump from one topic to another, from one website to another, from one idea to another, and that's why it's called a web. No, kumbaga para siyang sapot ng gagamba, no? Ito, kaya kung mapapansin niyo, meron tayo dito, ano, no? Meron tayo ditong spider web, no? Many points connected together to form a strong and useful network because this is how the web is being described. It's the uh, there's an interconnectivity now between the different pages, no, the web pages that we can see, no, in the internet, no. And if we're going to make it more relatable, no, imagine for example, you are researching something, no, meron kang hinahanap na sa internet. Now, let's say for example, you look for or you type in best business ideas in 2026. For example, you just open one article. Then inside that article, may link to another article. Then from there, may link to another source. No, then maybe you go to a YouTube video. Then from that video, you go to a product page. No, so that entire journey na meron kang kiniklik, meron kang mga buttons na kiniklik na, and the reason why that when you click that button, you are being rerouted to another page that becomes possible because of itong dinidescribe natin na hyperlink, no? So that entire journey, no, that movement from one content to another, that is how the web works. Okay? Clear po ba? Can you see thumbs up if everything's clear? All right, thank you so much. That gives me my opportunity to drink my coffee. Yeah, let's go with the basic structures of the web, no? For it to be more clear for everyone, no? So dito sa lower portion, this is the basic web structure. Okay? So, basically, in web, meron tayong tinatawag na web page, meron tayong tinatawag na website, at meron tayong tinatawag na homepage. No? So, pag sinabi nating web page, this is a single document. For example, one article or one product listing, one profile page. No, that's a web page. No? Then, pag sinabi naman nating website, this is a collection of different web pages that are connected, no, and usually have a common theme or a common purpose. Now, for example, a Facebook is a website, a Shopee is a website, no, Google is a website, no? Now, within the website, there is something that we call the homepage. Now, pag sinabi nating homepage, this is the main page, no, the starting point, no? Kumbaga parang ito yung pinakalabi ng building, no? So from there, you can navigate to different sections, no? And I think there's no need for me to elaborate more, no, this web structure because for sure majority of you this is, something that you are aware of, but just for the sake of discussion, we are discussing it. Tama ba? Majority of us are familiar when it comes to the difference of the website, the web page, and the homepage. Tama? Can you see thumbs up if everyone agrees with me? So there's no need for me to elaborate, right? Can you see thumbs up? Okay. Or if you have questions, feel free, okay? Okay, now, um, wait, nakikita niyo pa naman ako, no? Ba't parang nagblanko ako? Okay, sige. Now, Uh, let's think about our behavior, when it comes to using the web. When you open a website, where do you usually land first? Saan kayo unang pumupunta? Ang tawag natin doon once again is the homepage. And from there, 'di ba, you explore. No, and here's something interesting, no? The structure of websites is not random. It is designed. No, it is planned. It is intentional. No, because the goal of the web is to guide the user, no, to guide you, to guide us, no, to where the information or action is, no? So, um, no, from there we can see, no, that the web is not just about information. No, it's also about design. Web is also about behavior. Web is also about interaction, no? Although, as I've mentioned, I'm sure that the majority of you are already familiar with this, no? But for once again, for the sake of discussion, I'm discussing this, no? But I hope that the principle of this web structure, no, the hyperlinks is clear to everyone. Hindi ko na kailangan magpakita ng sample, right? Hindi ko na kailangan magpakita ng demo. Sige. Now let's move on the evolution of the web, no? Because because the web, no, did not start the way we see it today. Siyempre, meron siyang evolution na pinagdaanan. Kung tayo, meron tayong tinatawag na evolution of man na nanggaling tayo sa mga unggoy, no? Ganun din sa web. No, the web also undergoes its evolution. Okay? And this is very important because if we understand how the web evolved, no, you will also understand why things are the way they are today, no? So basically, as you can see from our screen, no, we divide the web into three major stages. So meron tayong tinatawag na web 1.0. We also have the web 2.0 and the web 3.0, no? So isa-isahin nating pag-usapan, no, how these three major stages of web evolve. Okay? So let's start with the first one, which is the web 1.0, no? So in this web 1.0, no, is what we call the read-only web, no? And this is the earliest version of the web, no? During this time, no, websites were very simple, no? Ang description sa web 1.0 is static, no? As you can read here, no, from the first bullet point, static. Ano ba yung ibig sabihin natin ng static? Anyone can define what do you mean by static? Hmm. Okay, pag sinabi nating static, ibig sabihin or meaning, sige Joanne, let's see.
Stationary po, not moving.
Not
Naka-steady
moving,
lang po.
exactly. Correct, no? So that's how we define static. Meaning, kung ano yung content, yun na yun. Walang interaction, wala kang ibang gagawin. When you open a page, you just read it, and that's it. No, ganun yung web 1.0 before. No, so para ka lang magbabasa. Babasahin mo lang siya, titingnan mo lang siya, that's it. That's the web 1.0 before. No comments, hindi ka makakapag-comment, hindi ka makakapag-share, hindi ka makakapag-likes, hindi ka makakapag-react, no user accounts, hindi ka makakagawa ng user mo and no personalization. No, fix lang siya exactly, fix. No, so ganun yung itsura ng web 1.0 before, the read-only web, no? Static, no comments, no likes, no sharing, no user accounts. No, na hindi katulad ngayon, we can create our own account and we can personalize. Katulad ng Friendster, before, 'di ba? Friendster is a web page that we can personalize based on our preferences. 'Di ba? And I don't know kung meron akong mga kaira dito na naabutan ng Friendster before. Pero yeah, the reason why I brought that up kasi medyo kakarinig ko lang sa news na that the Friendster is ano no. Friendster is babalik na ulit, no?
Yes, sir.
Ah,
Pero sa Apple lang.
yeah, exactly sa Apple lang medyo madamo siya sa part na yun, no? And because of that, mukhang napansin ko na maraming nakaka-relate sa atin na paghahalata yung bakit ba shinare ko pa yun, mahalata rin pala yung edad ko, no? Well, anyways, yeah, no? And if, let's say for example, no, we live on the Web 1.0, no? If we're going to imagine the experience, no, you go to a website, no, you read information, but you cannot respond. No, you cannot ask questions. You cannot interact. That's basically Web 1.0. No? Now, according to the module, no, to our module, Web 1.0 was used mainly no, as an information portal. No, which is correct. No? Kasi dinidescribe nga natin siya na the read-only web. No, meaning it was designed to only deliver information, not to engage users. No? And kung magre-reflect tayo, no, if the web today is still like that, no, if the web na naabot na, let's say for example, in this era na meron tayo ngayon, kunwari, year 2026 is still web 1.0, would you enjoy it? Would you enjoy using the web 1.0? Probably not. Possible not. Kasi nga, 'di ba? Parang ang boring kumbaga, no? Because tayo, 'di ba, as humans, we naturally want interaction. Tama ba? We want to express our opinions, right? We want to share our experiences. No, we want to connect. No, and that's exactly no why Web 1.0 evolved. That's also the same reason why from Web 1.0 nagkaroon siya ng next na stage niya. No, before we proceed with the next stage, no, before we move forward, let's appreciate first, no, the Web 1.0. Although mukha siyang boring, para sa atin boring siya kasi ang naabutan na natin Web 2.0 na, no. But if let's say for example, we live in the era where the Web 1.0 started. Of course, ano to, parang it's a great innovation during that era, no? Kasi 'di ba before, even if it's limited, no, it was revolutionary during the time that the Web 1.0 started. No, kasi bago dumating yung Web 1.0, information was not easily accessible. 'Di ba? Before, traditionally, if you will be looking for an information, you needed books, right? You go to libraries. You need physical documents. But because of Web 1.0, no, Web 1.0 made information accessible globally. No? So during that time, it's a great innovation. No? Even it was simple, it was powerful during that time. No? And of course, meron din siyang limitations. No? Ano ba yung mga limitations niya? No, unang-una, the first limitation, it is read-only. No? So ibig sabihin, viewers or users cannot contribute content. Talagang babasahin mo lang. Magbabasa ka lang, no? Yung mga individuals lang that can upload content are the companies who has the capability, the organizations who has the capability to, to post the read-only web, kumbaga, no? Second limitations is limited yung ano, no, yung interaction. No, as you can see dito sa mga bullet points natin, no engagement basically. No? The third limitation is lack of standards. Pag sinabi nating lack of standards, meaning websites are not consistent in design and not consistent in its structure. No? And because of these limitations, no, that I mentioned, users wanted more. No, kasi syempre ganun tayo, 'di ba? Pag meron tayong na-experience, no, we need something more. No, kailangan ay ano, ang boring. Dapat wala bang ganito? Wala bang ganyan? Wala bang ganon? So because of that, no, that leads us to what we call the web 2.0, no? So what you can see here from our slide are all the informations, no, that would help us to, appreciate, or that would help us uh to comprehend, no, what Web 2.0 is all about, no? So kung kanina, no, in the Web 1.0, no, the read-only web, no, parang once again in Web 1.0, no, we already established na during that time, no, users were passive. No, parang audience ka lang. no? Magbabasa ka lang, titingnan mo lang siya. Walang interaction, walang participation. And naturally, no, hindi nagtagal, users during that time, no, people started wanting more. No, because as human beings, 'di ba tayo kasi parang may ano tayo, may natural tendency tayo na as human beings, as individuals, no, hindi tayo kontento sa pagbabasa lang. 'Di ba? We want to express, we want to react, we want to connect. So ngayon, no, if we're going to think about our own behavior, no? Kasi 'di ba for example, when you see something online, maybe a post, a video, an article, ano yung natural reaction natin, no? Ang natural reaction natin kapag may nakita tayong something online, post, video, article, it's either gusto mong mag-comment, no? Gusto mong mag-react. Kapag nakarelate ka, gusto mong i-share, tama? No? And that is instinct. Ang tawag natin doon is instinct, lalo na 'di ba may mga posts online na talagang minsan nakaka-trigger ng emotions natin. 'Di ba kung for example, may makita tayong post na na medyo nakakagalit, mapapapost ka, right? May nakita kang political that it's against your political views, mapapa-comment ka. Kung may nakita kang post na nakarelate ka, mapapa-share ka, 'di ba? That's instinct. No, and that desire for interaction na meron tayo ngayon, no, that is exactly what led to the emergence of Web 2.0. Kasi nga naman, kung static lang siya, 'di ba parang sobrang boring. Paano kung yung binabasa mo is nakarelate ka, 'di ba? Kasi katulad nga ng sinabi ko, pag nakarelate tayo, meron tayong natural instinct na gusto mong mag-comment, no? Gusto mong mag-react, gusto mo siyang i-share. No, and because of that, natural instinct natin, that is exactly the reason why Web 2.0 started. No? Now, let's go to this Web 2.0. So, all of the information that we need to know about Web 2.0 is you can read here on the slide. And I want you to pay attention here because this is the web, no, that are currently that we are living in, or ito yung web na talagang nakasanayan natin, no? Na talagang we live in and we use every single day, no? So Web 2.0 is what we call the read-write web, no? Once again, kung sa Web 1.0, read only, no? In the 2.0, read and write, no? And I want to expand that definition so we really understand it deeply. No, so Web 2.0 is, not just about reading and writing. It's about participation. No, it's about collaboration. No, it's about interaction. No, it's all about user empowerment. No, so what this is this pictures now that you can see here on this slide. No, powered by people. No, and according to our module, no, Web 2.0 is described as a new generation of web services and applications, no, that emphasize human collaboration. No, and that's a very important phrase, no? Human collaboration. No, because kung i-compare natin with Web 1.0, no, kung sa Web 1.0, the content was controlled by organizations. No, but in Web 2.0, its content is driven by users. Kaya ang description natin dito sa slide, it's powered by people. No? And kung isi-simplify natin, no, yung comparison between the Web 1.0 and Web 2.0 rather. Web 1.0, companies create the content, and as users, we just consume the content. In Web 2.0, everyone creates, everyone participates. No? So yun yung ano no, yun yung difference ng dalawa, no? And if we're going to think about that shift, no? That is not just a technological change. Ang tawag natin doon is social revolution. No, kasi nga katulad nga ng sinabi ko kanina, meron tayong natural instinct, right? That we wanted to comment, we wanted to react, we wanted to share. And kung sa Web 1.0 lang, hindi natin magagawa 'yun, no? So that's why yung pagkakaroon ng Web 2.0, it's not just a technological change, it's a social revolution. No, because suddenly, no, the power for us to create content, no, the power for us to distribute information is no longer limited to big companies or institutions lang, no, na Yun lang yung nagagawa during the Web 1.0. No, in Web 2.0, it's now in the hands of every individual. It's in the hands of every users of the Web 2.0, no? So kung i-break down natin no yung yung characteristic no ng Web 2.0 in a deeper way, no, not just definition but understanding. Here's the different features no of the Web 2.0. Ito inano ko lang 'to 'no, inelaborate ko lang siya dito. The first is yung tinatawag natin na user-generated content, no? This is one of the most important concept no in web or important feature in Web 2.0 no because it means that the content on the web is no longer created only by professionals or companies, unlike during the Web 1.0. No, in Web 2.0, it's created by ordinary users. So ibig sabihin lahat ng gumagamit ng web, lahat ng gumagamit ng internet can post whatever they wanted to post. Na hindi katulad sa Web 1.0 na kung sino lang yung may access, sila lang yung may karapatan. And usually those are the companies or the organizations. No? Now, if we're going to think about our daily activities, right? For example, when you post on Facebook, when you upload your TikTok dance on TikTok, no, you comment on YouTube, when you write a review on Shopee or on TikTok Shop, no, you are not just using the platform. You are actively shaping the content ecosystem. Ibig sabihin, contributor tayo, no? Kasi hindi ibig sabihin na pag sinabi natin content, para lang to sa mga vloggers or vloggers. 'Di ba? Kahit mag-comment lang tayo or lahat tayo may Facebook, right? So whenever we post on Facebook, whenever we post on TikTok, kahit mag-comment sa YouTube, kahit maglagay ng review sa Google, maglagay ng review sa mga Shopee Shop, TikTok Shop, you are not just using the platform. You are also a contributor shaping that content ecosystem natin na dinidescribe, no? And yun nga, no, you are not just a user of the internet, you are also a contributor, no? And that changes everything, no? Because now, no, information is no longer one directional, no? Dinidescribe na natin ang information because of the Web 2.0 as multi-directional, no? Pag sinabi nating multi-directional, it flows from everyone to everyone. No, yun nga lang, because dahil maraming users ang internet, maraming users ng web, because of million of users are creating content, no, information becomes so diverse. Information becomes so fast moving. And information is constantly evolving, no? And at the same time, dahil sa sobrang dami ng content, no? Kasi halos lahat sa atin, we're already posting content. So parang yung mga information, yung mga content na nakikita na natin sa web, it becomes unfiltered. It becomes inconsistent, no? And sometimes unreliable, no? Kaya minsan may mga dinidescribe na rin tayo ng mga fake news, 'di ba? Kasi ano eh, parang it gives everyone the ability to post content, no? Whatever they want, no? So, yun yung parang ano downside no ng Web 2.0 dahil lahat pwede nang magsulat. The question is everything that we can see online, all the information that we can see online, is it all true or is it fake news? Okay? Now let's go to the next concept of or the next feature of the Web 2.0, yung tinatawag natin na dynamic web pages. Content changes based on user input, preferences, or real-time updates, no? So in Web 1.0, sabi nga natin kanina, pages were static, meaning pare-parehas lang yung nakikita natin. Okay? But in Web 2.0, dito sa dinidescribe natin na feature niya that pages are dynamic, meaning what you see can be different from what another person sees. Now, for example, kunwari, when you open a Facebook, do you see the same content as your friend? Syempre hindi, no? And the reason for that is because the content that we are seeing is personalized for us. Now, when you open a YouTube, no, are the recommendations the same for everyone? Syempre hindi, no? Because it's based on our behavior, no? And that is what we call dynamic content. No, it means that the content is not fixed. It changes based on different factors. It can be based from your behavior. No, it can be based from your preferences. It can be based from your location or even your past interactions or yung tinatawag natin na browsing history, no? So for example, kung mapapansin nyo, kunwari pag nag-open ka ng Facebook, tapos let's say for example nag-share ka ng post about shoes or nag-comment ka sa isang post about shoes, no? Because of that interaction, because of that browsing history na meron ka, the next time na pupunta ka ng Facebook, magugulat ka na lang lahat ng mga lumalabas sa feed mo. It's all about shoes, no? And the reason for that is because yung behavior na meron tayo or yung behavior ng paggamit natin, yung preferences ng paggamit natin, yung past interactions natin, o yung browsing history natin, it affects no kung ano yung lalabas na content natin. Dahil lahat tayo may kanya-kanyang preferences, lahat tayo may kanya-kanyang behavior, may kanya-kanyang browsing history. No, so iba-iba yung iba-iba yung lumalabas na content sa atin. No, yun yung dinidescribe natin na dynamic web pages. No, so once again, when you open a Facebook, your feed is different from your friends. When you open YouTube, your recommendations are different from others. No? So yun yung dinidescribe natin na feature no ng Web 2.0, dynamic web pages. No, and the reason or why do you think websites become dynamic? No, it's because of our user data, no? Because of this Web 2.0, no, because of this feature, no, websites started collecting information about us. No, yung mga preference natin, once again, yung behavior natin, yung interaction natin, and yung data na yon na yung data na yon yung mga preferences natin, yung mga behavior natin, it is used no for the web no to tailor the experiences natin, no? So once again, every click you make, every video you watch, every post you like, no, these are all data points no, na ginagamit ng web for them to to give us contents based from our preferences. No, kaya siya nagiging dynamic. Okay? Question? Is everything clear so far? Can you see heart reacts? Okay, good, no? So, itong mga platforms na ginagamit natin, no, uses our data, no, to understand us. No, so over time, no, the system builds profile of our behavior. And based on that, it personalizes yung experience natin. Kaya siya naging dynamic. Okay? Let's go to the third feature of Web 2.0, which yung dinidescribe natin na user interaction. No, users can like, comment, share, rate, and exchange with content and other users. No, so in Web 2.0, no, users can interact with the content. No, nakakapag-comment na tayo. No, ng gusto nating sabihin, di ba? Kung gusto nating mang-bash, kung gusto nating mang-criticize, nagagawa na natin. No, you can like, you can react, kung anong mga emotion, ano yung epekto sa inyo ng mga nakikita nyo, you can visualize it by clicking that reaction, no, the heart, the care, the angry, no? You can share kung nakaka-relate kayo. You can share if you wanted to, and you can post reviews, no? So, kung titingnan natin, that's how the web becomes powerful, no? Um, kung before, no, kung sa web 1.0, yung the companies or organizations, they just control the message. Ngayon, users can respond publicly, no? So if a business posts something, people can comment, no? They can praise or they can criticize, they can be bashers, they can be supporters. No, so kumbaga parang ngayon, no, because of the Web 2.0, communication natin is no longer controlled. It is open, no? And of course, this has a huge impact on businesses. No, because ngayon, because of the Web 2.0, no, reputation is not just built by marketing. No, it's built by yung tinatawag natin na user feedback. Okay? Now let's go to the next part. Let's go deeper. The fourth feature is yung dinidescribe natin na collaboration. Okay? And I think there's no need for me to elaborate ano ba ibig sabihin ng collaboration because it's something that self-explanatory or it's something that every one of us can, define. No? In Web 2.0, it allows multiple users to work together. No, the best example here is the Wikipedia, no? And kung titingnan natin, no, kung i-analyze natin, Wikipedia is not written by one person alone. It's written by many people. No, because people can contribute, people can edit, can improve and correct information. No, kaya nga, this is what I'm always saying, no? Kasi 'di ba for example before, no, I don't know kung hanggang ngayon we are still relying with the information from Wikipedia. Kasi before, no, 'pag may mga assignment tayo na hinahanap natin ang mga kadalasang available na source of information for us is the Wikipedia, no? And uh for sure, lahat tayo naniwala dun sa mga content ng Wikipedia. Pero yun nga, Wikipedia is a web page where everyone can edit, where everyone can ano no, can contribute. So, di na natin sure kung tama ba yung mga nababasa natin or mali, no? Kung sa tingin naman natin mali, we can definitely edit it for it to be corrected, no? So that's the power of collaboration because of the 2.0, no? Clear pa naman yung audio ko, no? Na naririnig pa naman yung boses ko kaysa sa akin sa background noise from my end. Okay. Yeah. So speaking of this collaboration feature, um because of this collaboration feature, yung knowledge natin becomes collaborative, no? And if we're going to reflect on this collaboration feature, would you still trust information created by many people, or you will still trust the information created by one authority? No, and this is no simple question to answer. No, because collaboration can produce, accurate information, but it can also produce misinformation. Kaya kailangan talaga nating maging critical thinker. Now, when we are reading the contents that we can see now on the web, no? Kasi yun nga, everyone can post it. Everyone can edit it. So talagang we need to be critical thinking kung talagang maniniwala tayo if the information that we can see are all correct or it is misinformation or it's fake news kumbaga, no? So let's talk about specific examples of Web 2.0 platforms mentioned in the module, no? The first example in our module is I don't know kung nailagay ko siya, hindi ko ata siya nailagay. But yeah, naisip ko lang, naalala ko lang, no? Um, Specific examples of Web 2.0 platforms mentioned in the module. Unang-una is yung social networking sites. No, the Facebook, no? Ano pa ba mga social media natin? Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. Now, so these platforms are designed for connection. Diba? They allow you to interact with other people. They allow you to share content. They allow you to build relationship. No? And if we're going to think about how social networking affects our professional life, LinkedIn, for example, no, LinkedIn is not just used for socializing; it's for networking, no, for branding, no, for career opportunities, no. So in Web 2.0, it's not just about communication; it's also about the opportunity because one of these features yung tinatawag natin na collaboration, no. So aside from the social media, in our module, it also describes the blogs, no? Because blogs allow individuals to share ideas, no, to share experiences, no, to share expertise, no? And kung iisipin natin ngayon, no, kung before, if you wanted to publish your thoughts, you needed a newspaper, no? You needed a publisher. But ngayon, no, you just create a blog, no? So hindi lang vlog, no? The vlog. What I'm saying is the BLOG. No, ngayon, because of the power of the multimedia, meron na tayong vlog, VLOG, in video form naman, no? So kung before, kung meron kang mga thoughts or mga ideas that you wanted to share, kailangan mong uh, kumontak pa ng newspaper or publisher or pumunta ka sa mga radio stations. But now, we can just post it easily, no? yeah, we also have video sharing platforms that like YouTube, no? So YouTube is one of the most powerful examples of the Web 2.0, no, because it transformed people into content creators, no? Halos karamihan nga ata ngayon content creators na. No, kasi before if you wanted to be on TV, 'di ba, you needed network. No, ngayon you just need a phone, you just need confidence. The alarm. You just need confidence, no? You can collaborately share your content, no? And because of this features of the Web 2.0, it changed not just entertainment but business, no, education and marketing, no? So after the collaboration, let's go to the next feature, key feature of the Web 2.0, yung tinatawag natin na folksonomy, no? Actually, when I read the module, dun ko lang nalaman na folksonomy pala yung tawag dun sa mga tags. No, pag sinabi nating folksonomy, this refers to tagging, no? Using keywords to categorize content, no? For example, yung mga hashtags, no? I don't know kung kayo ganito din na pag nagpo-post kayo, no, you are posting hashtags, 'di ba? Hashtag travel, hashtag food trip, 'di ba? Hashtag vacation, no? Pero in the web, no, these tags are important lalo na for businesses because tags organize information, no? They make content searchable. They allow users to discover related content, no? So even kahit kung tutuusin, napakasimple lang niya, hashtag lang siya, but it has a big impact rather, no, on how information is structured, no? And itong mga tags na to, these are important lalo na for social media managers, no, for marketing because tags plays a very important role, no, for visibility. Okay? Ang bilis mag-10, isang oras na kaagad yun. Anyway, sige, bilisan natin ng konti. Ang bilis ng oras, no? Kulang talaga yung isang oras at isang oras at kalahati tayo, no? Oo nga, no? Naninibago ako. Kasi sa undergrad kasi na schedule namin, sa mga colleges na 3 hours kasi kami, no? Oo nga, ngayon ko lang na-realize, bakit nga isang oras at kalahati lang? Bakit hindi 3 hours? Anyways, yeah. So yeah, let's go with the next feature which is the rich user interface, no? So pag sinabi natin rich user interface, this means websites are more interactive, no, and visually engaging. No, this refers to how websites look, no? This refers to how website feel. No, so kung before, no, lalo na sa Web 1.0, websites were plain text. No, ngayon in Web 2.0, websites have animations, may mga videos, may mga interactive elements. No, because ngayon, nowadays, user experience matters. No, because if a website is boring, syempre, kung boring yung website, anong gagawin natin as users? We leave. No, so in Web 2.0, design becomes important. Okay? The next feature is yung tinatawag natin na long tail. Now, this is more of a business concept. Now, this is morely applicable for businesses, no? And this concept of long tail means services are offered on demand rather than one time, no? For example, yung mga tinatawag natin na subscription models, no? Like Netflix, diba, Spotify, even our data plans, no? So instead of buying once, instead of paying once, you pay continuously, no? So, talagang because of the Web 2.0, no, it really, greatly impacted, no, the business sectors. No, it creates recurring revenue, no? So, if we're going to check, no, these features of the Web 2.0, no, it's not just about technology. No, it's about models, business models, no? And the reason once again why the Web 2.0 evolved, no, from Web 1.0, it's because of the human behavior na meron tayo, no? Because Web 2.0 did not just change technology, it changed how people behave, no? Kasi kung magre-reflect tayo, no? Kung magre-reflect tayo sa paggamit natin ng Web 2.0, tulad ng tinanong ko sa inyo kanina, gaano katagal kayo gumagamit ng internet, ng web, no? How often do you check your phone? How often do you scroll social media? No, how often do you react to posts? No? So these behaviors are influenced by these features of the Web 2.0. No, because Web 2.0 is designed to be engaging. No, it is designed to keep you interacting. No, because platforms are designed using psychology. No, kasi merong ganong psychology, no, that we are I just forget the term pero lalo na sa mga kabataan ngayon 'no, ng mga generation ngayon na talagang, they feel like they are significant, with the notifications, sa mga social media 'no. For example, 'pag nag-post ka or nag-share ka ng My Day, maya-maya tinitingnan mo yung notification, may nag-comment ba, may nag-react ba, may nag-view ba, may nag-seen ba? 'No? Because those notifications, those likes, yeah, validation exactly. No, those validation from the likes and the comments, those trigger responses, no, they create habits. No, so Web 2.0 is not just technological, it's behavioral. No, so kung iko-connect naman natin, kung ire-relate naman natin yung features ng Web 2.0 for professionals, no, sa life natin as professionals. No, basically Web 2.0 affects our communication. No, our communication becomes faster, our communication becomes instant. No, sa our work, because of the Web 2.0, nagkaroon ng remote collaboration. No, there are different tools, there are different platforms that help us for us to collaborate remotely, no? For businesses, nagkaroon ng mga online marketing, digital marketing. For learning, we have access to information wherever we are. 'Di ba? Ito katulad ngayon, no? Ah, kung babalik tayo sa era na hindi pa uso yung Web 2.0, parang ang hirap imagine na pwede pa tayong umattend ng klase ng nasa ibang lugar tayo, 'di ba? During that era, impossible na ano, na 'di ba, traditional classes. Kung i-imaginein mo na kaya ba nating magklase kahit magklase ng sabay-sabay kahit nasa magkakaibang lugar tayo? Ngayon, it becomes possible, no? Ngayon nga, 'di ba sa BGC meron ng mga portal. No, who would have thought that it becomes possible for us to simultaneously see the the other person on the other side of the world, 'di ba? Parang before, impossible lang yung ano, yung teleport, pero ngayon naging possible siya. Although hindi ka makakatawid, pero makikita mo yung the other side, 'di ba? So talagang technology is evolving, no? So, um, in going back with the business aspect of the Web 2.0, no? Talagang Web 2.0 changed the way we work, no? We are now attending meetings online that before it's impossible to happen. Now we can now communicate through chat instead of face to face, instead of the snail mails, no? And even promoting products, we can do it online, no? So basically, all of us are part of the Web 2.0. Okay? So, but the Web 2.0 is also not perfect kasi unang-una, merong mga misinformation kasi nga, tulad ng sinabi ko kanina, anyone can create content. No? So, not all information is reliable. Pangalawa, meron tayong privacy issues. And this privacy issues, this is what we are going to discuss sa ating module 4. No? Because yun nga, yung data natin is collected, it's being used. No, pangatlo, meron na tayong mga cyberbullying, no? Meron tayong mga cyber toxicity na tinatawag, no? Because yun na nga, because communication becomes open for everyone and negative behavior also exists, no? So, in Web 2.0 kung mapapansin niyo 'no, iko-compare ulit natin siya sa Web 1.0, sobrang naging laki ng ano 'no, laki ng power 'no, sobrang naging laki ng responsibility 'no. So as users, you need to be critical, you need to be responsible, you need to be aware 'no. So kasi lahat na ng tao can share information. So nakadepende na sa atin yung papaano natin ite-take yung information na nakikita natin, okey? Sige, punta na tayo sa Web 3.0. 10:09 na, ang bilis ng oras, no? Isang oras na agad tayo. Anyways, yeah. So let's continue. Na so kung kanina, now we have a very deep discussion about Web 2.0. And if naalala natin, no, sinabi ko kanina na yung pinaka-core idea ng Web 2.0 is yung participation, no? Users are no longer passive, katulad sa Web 1.0. Users in Web 2.0, they are active contributors. They create content, they interact, they collaborate. And technology, katulad na paulit-ulit kong sinasabi, technology never stops evolving. Hindi siya tumigil sa kung ano yung current. No, there's always a next stage. And that brings us now to the Web 3.0, no? So, uh, before I define no, the Web 3.0, no, I want you to observe your own experiences. Have you ever noticed no, that when you search something on Google, parang alam na niya agad yung gusto mong hanapin, 'di ba? For example, may tina-type ka, meron na siyang nire-recommend kung ano yung kadugtong ng ita-type mo, no? When you watch videos on YouTube, bigla na lang may recommended videos na sobrang related sa interest na gusto mong panoorin. Or kapag nagsho-shopping ko online, 'di ba, may mga suggested products na, no, na parang exactly what you need, no? That is not coincidence. There's a system behind that. No? And of course, yeah, there's a system behind it, and that system is part of what we call the Web 3.0. No? Now, Web 3.0 is known as the Red, Right, Intelligent Web. No? And I want you to understand it more deeply that Web 3.0 is not just about reading and writing. No, it's not about reading and writing anymore. It's now about understanding. No? Kasi may intelligence na si Web, no? At ito yung nakakatakot na part. Baka mamaya mas matalino pa. Paano kung for example sa Web 4.0, Web 5.0, baka hindi na tayo mag-iisip. No? Talagang mas matalino na sa atin si Web. No? Kasi dito sa Web 3.0, naging intelligent na siya. Meron na siyang understanding. No? So the web is no longer just a platform. It becomes something that can interpret data. No? That can analyze behavior. That can make decisions. No? So according to our module, no, Web 3.0 is characterized by being more connected, by being more open, by being intelligent. No? So using technologies like what you can see here on the lower part of the screen, the core technologies we have behind Web 3.0, no? The reason why the Web 3.0 becomes more connected, becomes more open and intelligent is because of the semantic web, no? Because of the machine learning, no? Because of the AI, no? The natural language processing, because of the distributed databases. Yeah. Um, Talagang we can ano 'no, we can expect na talagang hindi lang natatapos sa 3.0. Now we can expect na meron pang mga 4, 5, 6, 7 at 8, no? So, and I know this sounds technical, but itong mga core technologies, no, it sounds technical, but let's break it down slowly. Now, let's start with the first one, the semantic web, no? Yeah, exactly. Ngayon may mga blockchain na, no? Nai-introduce na rin yung paggamit ng ano, no, ng mga ah ang tawag dun sa mga sa wallet and blockchain, crypto, 'di ba? Who would have thought na later on, 'di na natin kailangan ng cash, 'di na natin kailangan ng e-wallet ano na tayo, more on crypto na yung mga pambayad natin, no? Ang hirap imaginein kung dadating for example lang 'to, Web 5.0 mamamalengke tayo pambayad natin crypto, 'di ba? It's possible to happen. Abangan na lang natin, 'di ba? Yeah, so going back, semantic web. 'Pag sinabi nating semantic web, no, it's the idea that data on the web is not just displayed. No, it's understood by machines. No, ano ibig sabihin nito, no? Kasi kung before in Web 1.0 and even Web 2.0, no, the web presents information, but it doesn't truly understand the meaning, no? For example, sinabi nating semantic web, for example, kunwari nag-search ka sa Google, you type in Apple, no? So the system might show results about Apple as the fruit and Apple as the company, no? But in Web 3.0, the system tries to understand the context. So kapag nag-search ka ng Apple stock price, no? So the system understands kung ano yung gusto mong hanapin. The system understands that you are referring to the company, not the fruit. So if i-feed niya sa'yo, yung information about the company, about the product, the Apple products, not the fruit. No, so gano'n na siya, intelligent na siya. Meron na siyang intelligence, meron na siyang understanding. Yeah, right. Exactly, right front lang ito. Wait lang, nawawalan ako ng boses. Inom lang ako ng water. Nakakapagod magkasunod na kasi. Yeah, so in Web 3.0, it's not just about meaning, it's about the data. Okay? So, Aside from the semantic, meron na nga tayong another concept ngayon, no, under or feature under the Web 3.0, yung tinatawag natin na AI or artificial intelligence. No, AI allows systems to learn from data, no? And kung iisipin nating mabuti, no? So every time you click something, every time you search something, every time you watch something, you are generating data. And that data is being analyzed. No? So over time, no, the system learns our behavior based from the data natin. It learns our preferences, it learns our patterns. And based on that, it makes predictions. No, and ngayon, no, there are different AI platforms that we are using. No, there are different machine learning, there are different natural language processing ngayon, no, na that can help us with our decision making. Yo, yung naka-encrypted na lang po ba hindi papasok? Yeah, mga encrypted data na lang, 'di ba? Kasi basically, whenever we are using the internet, lahat ng information na pino-provide natin. Pag sinabi nating class, pag sinabi nating data, it's not just the information that we are providing like the name, the birthday. No, pag sinabi nating data, it also refers to our browsing history, no? It data also refers to our preferences, to our behavior, no? Yung mga kino-comment natin, yung mga nila-like natin, mga shine-share natin, it's also our data. No, kaya kung mapapansin niyo sa Facebook, 'di ba, meron tayong tinatawag na algorithm, no? Um, so parang yung algorithm na yon napipredict niya kung ano yung preferences natin kasi for example, nag-search tayo ng shoes for sale. So na-predict niya na preference mo yung shoes. So next time, lahat ng feed na ibibigay ko sa'yo, it's all about shoes because it's based from our data, no? So lahat ng ginagawa natin sa internet, kasi 'di ba kung mapapansin niyo pag pupunta kayo sa website, 'di ba may lalabas doon na allow cookies or reject. If you click the allow cookies, ibig sabihin pinapayagan niyo yung website na i-track yung behavior ninyo or i-track yung activity niyo using the website. And that activity itself is a data. It's our data, no? I don't know if all of you are um guilty that every time we visit a website, 'di ba may lalabas na privacy notice, may lalabas na privacy disclaimer. Ang kadalasang ginagawa natin, hindi natin binabasa yung privacy notice, hindi natin binabasa yung privacy disclaimer. Ginagawa natin, we scroll down, we click I understood, I click ano yan? I agree and understood, 'di ba? Without us really reading the content. But basically, it's giving us an information na yung data natin while we are using the web is a data that they can use, no? So, basically lahat, no? Yung mga encrypted data na lang. Pag sinabi natin encrypted, yung isi-secure natin na data or yung mga data na hindi natin ipopost online, yung mga data na hindi natin gagawin online, yun na lang yung safe nowadays, no? Kaya that's our discussion for our module 4. Okay? Okay, let's go back. Yeah, no? So, ngayon, no, ang dami na nating mga AI that's helping us even with our decision making, no? I don't know kung ano mga AI ang ginagamit nyo. Maybe GPT, Gemini, ano pa ba? Perplexity, Claude, DeepSeek, and many more, no? And it becomes possible because of this Web3, no? Kasi nga intelligent na siya, no? It's helping us even when it comes to our decision making. It's helping us even in our activities, no? Even in our work, no? Kasi may mga work ngayon na talagang they are now relying as well with the use of the use of AI, no? Um Yeah, so machine learning, I don't know kung na-describe ko na, but machine learning, pag sinabi nating machine learning, no, it's the ability of systems to improve over time without being explicitly programmed, no? So instead of telling the system exactly what to do, no, parang we allow it to learn patterns na siya na mismo yung sa susunod, siya na mismo yung magde-decide for us, no? For example, 'di ba, Netflix doesn't manually assign recommendations. It analyzes what you watch, how long you watch, what you skip, and then learns your preferences, no? So kung isipin natin, no, the more you use a platform, the more it learns from you, no? So the system becomes smarter over time at talagang ah, hindi talagang ano, no, hindi na nakakapagtaka kung dadating sa point na mas matalino na yung web kaysa sa atin. Okay? Ah, i-mute muna kita, Miss Fatima, baka kung ano yung narinig namin diyan. Yeah, no? So, ah okay, malapit na tayo mag-time. Is Web 3.0 clear for everyone? Everything's clear? Can I see thumbs up if everything's clear? Okay, no? So just to summarize, no, the three stages of the web, no? In Web 1.0, it's basically giving us information. In Web 2.0, it's giving us interaction. No, in Web 3.0, it's giving us intelligence. No? So kung magre-reflect tayo on our own journey using the web, no? Ah, kasi possible na experience na natin lahat ng stages na to, no? Even if you don't realize it, no? So before we transition to the next part of our discussion, which is all about the internet, no? I want you to have this, reflective question, no? If the web becomes fully intelligent, what will be the role of us? What will be the role of humans? Will we still search? Magsa-search pa rin ba tayo or will everything be suggested to us? No, if everything is suggested, are we still making choices? Or are choices being made for us? No, so that is the deeper question of Web 3.0 na lahat because of its intelligence, lahat pwede na niyang gawin for us. No? Yeah, let's go to, dahil meron lang tayong 9 minutes, let's go to the next part of the internet, no, which is according to our module. No, the internet is the largest computer network in the world, no, a network of network na that connects billions of devices, no? So, I have here, no, the visual of to give us more information kung bakit describe si internet the network of networks, no? Because when you say internet, no, it's the largest going back to the definition, no, they describe the internet as the largest computer network in the world, no? A network of network. And that sounds simple, but it actually describes a very powerful and complex structure, no? So, let's begin with the most basic idea. Ano ba yung network? No, hindi siya yung ano, no, hindi siya yung GMA, hindi siya yung ABS-CBN. No, a network is simply, a group of devices that are connected to each other. No, so they can communicate and they can share resources. Now, for example, no, in your home, no, meron kayong Wi-Fi router, right? All of the devices connected to that router, your phone, your laptop, your smart TV, it form yung tinatawag natin na home net. Exactly, washing machine, nakakonect na rin ngayon sa internet. Di ba? It's what we call the home network. Now, in your workplace, all the computers connected within the office form another network. Even schools, banks, and companies have their own internal networks, no? Now, here's where it becomes more interesting, no? These individual networks do not stay isolated. They still isolated. They are connected to other networks. Now, your home network connects to your internet service provider. Now, your internet service provider connects to a larger networks, and those connect to even bigger global system. Now, so instead of just one big network, now what we actually have is many networks connected together. Now, that is why now we describe the internet as the network of networks. No? And at this point, no, aside from may 7 minutes na lang tayong natitira, and yeah, there's no need for me not to overcomplicate or to elaborate more on the internet itself, no, because for most of you, no, for most of us, this is already something you experience every single day. You use every single day, and it's also already part, no, of your daily routine, whether on your personal or on your corporate routine, no, which is in a way it has become, self-explanatory through your daily use, no. So hindi na natin kailangang i-elaborate pa, no. What's more important is not just the defining the internet, but understanding, how it impacts you, how it impacts how you use it, how it shapes the way you work, no, how you communicate, no, and how you make decisions. No, and this brings us, no, to the most important part of our discussion. No, not the technical definitions, but the realization of the web, no, the realization of the internet on how we live in the IT era na meron tayo ngayon, no? So because today, no, we didn't just talk about the web and the internet as concepts. No, we should look at how the web evolved, no? So discussion natin kanina from Web 1.0, which was static, to Web 2.0, which become interactive, no, to Web 3.0, which is now intelligent and personalized. No, and I hope, no, we also understand that behind all of that is the internet, no, that's the infrastructure that connects everything globally, no. So if we're going to summarize, no, the discussion for today, if we're going to summarize the module 3, no, it summarizes into one idea, and it would be that the web is what you experience, and the internet is what makes that experience possible. No, but beyond that, no, technology is not just something that you use. No, technology is something that influences how you think, no, how you interact, and how you live. No, so as professionals, no, we just don't need to be users of technology. No, we need to be aware users, kumbaga. No, we need to be critical users. We need to be responsible users. No, kasi ngayon, no, sa era na meron tayo ngayon, sa technological advancement na meron tayo ngayon, information and data is everywhere. And access is unlimited. No, but the real advantage is hindi yung access, but yung understanding natin of how the web worked, how the web started, no, how the internet worked, no. So the next time that you open your phone, the next time you browse a website, no, or the next time you use any online platform, no, I want you to think beyond that surface of just using it. No, think about what's happening behind it. No, think about how information is being delivered to you. No, and most importantly, think about how you are using that information, no? Because at the end of the day, no, yung internet na ginagamit natin ngayon, yung internet na binabayaran natin, 'di ba? Yung internet na minsan monthly sakit ng ulo natin yung bill, no? But because of that, that internet connects the world, no? But your understanding of that determines how you navigate that, no? So that's it. Let's end our discussion for Module 3. And next scheduled online meeting, we are going to discuss the Module 4, which is all about the netiquette, no, the Republic Act 10173, Republic Act 1017. For medyo mahaba ang discussion natin. It will talk about cybercrime. It will talk about Data Privacy Act of 2012. So, um, medyo mahabang discussion siya, but for us to just discuss the important concept, no. Um for next week, for our activity next week, it's all about the module 4, no. So I'm hoping na lahat ng tinag ko, parang pawala na yung boses ko. Lahat ng